So, you know that in that other video when I said I was only getting Enterprises in XL/special issue size, might have fibbed a bit, because it's a Miranda class, and it's not only a Miranda class, it's also the USS Reliant NCC-1864, which I actually thought was reappearing in Lower Decks in Season 2 recently, but that was just another Miranda class that had a 1-8 registry number. But it is actually, I think it's near as damn it this model of Miranda class as it so happens. So this is actually a special issue, and I have to say, sorry, but that's decidedly not a great shape for my accompanying magazine to arrive in. Strangely, it was actually outside the box rather than inside the box. And this is a classic example, actually. I forgot to show this in my last video, but when I got my Enterprise B, it came with this size of magazine, which was inside the box with it, so of course nicely protected. Whereas, as you can see, the Reliant magazine is an A4 size one outside the box, and it seems to have suffered somewhat as a result. But such is the way of it sometimes. I'm sure it'll flatten out if I put something suitably heavy on it. So let me crack this open for you. Now, I mean, for me, you know, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, was when the original series really came of age and kind of grew up quite a lot as well, because it was pretty bloody dark for a Trek film, well, for Trek anything, I guess, at that point. And I think it is largely credited with sort of saving, you know, the original series sort of crew and follow-up and everything else, because it was, I think it was teetering on the brink a little bit after the motion picture. So they knew they had to get it spot on. And for me, one of the great things about it was three-dimensional space combat. Three-dimensional, yes. It was that crackerjack point just towards the end of the film where the Enterprise rises from below the Reliant rather, and obviously starts popping holes in it because Khan hasn't twigged that he could be outmaneuvered in that fashion. So he's not watching his back, and as a result he gets photon torpedoes up it. So important tactical lesson for him, but rather late in the day. So let's get this out of the box now. I'm just quickly assembling the stand there. Let's have a look at her. So as usual with these models, it's she's an incredible weight. All of this, I'm trying to figure out where best to hold her. All of that primary hull is solid. You know, this is all metal. All this is metal around the front edge there. The nacelles are plastic. They're nicely, again, they've gone for this the sort of slightly see-through, slightly, is translucent the right word for it? Blue for the nacelles. Now, I'm not sure if they were blue in the films. Maybe the models were always blue. Just feeling my. It's very solid. Actually, I think there's a little bit of wobble. That if you can see there, there's that sort of join point just going along there where the underside of the primary hull joins the top of the primary hull. I think that's just a little bit of give there. Doesn't matter from a visual point of view, obviously. But you know, as ever, lovely sort of paintwork on it. Got the phaser cannons there, torpedo launchers, impulse engines, shuttle bays at the back, helpfully numbered in case you're not sure which one you're supposed to be landing in, presumably. Although, interesting point, if you are landing, wouldn't the doors be out of the way so you wouldn't be able to see the numbers on the doors anymore? Just saying, just occurred to me. And you've got the sort of that. I think that gets phasered, doesn't it? When the Enterprise manages to whip up a few phaser shots when it's already been badly thumped. But I thought it'd be quite good fun to have this one, because then you could actually, I could do a little bit of a sort of a montage, if you like, with this and my Enterprise A, and just, you know, sort of compare and contrast them, I suppose, and just you know, sort of reenact some some of the Wrath of Khan action, perhaps. I do have something in mind for that, actually. I just remembered something I thought of earlier, but I'll see if that comes off before I tell you about it, perhaps. So yeah, so I mean, again, it's a really, really nice model. Yet again, I'm going against my standard. I mean, given that I've already got an Excelsior class, I shouldn't really say it's an absolute rule on my part that I only get Enterprises at all. But obviously this is blatantly not a hero ship, as it turns out. It's an anti-hero ship, really, isn't it? Although it didn't start off that way in the film, of course, but it rapidly became that way. So, definitely one of my favourites. And I have to say, apart from the smaller version of this, I've never had a model of this ship before, thinking about it. I was mentioning in the other video that I've just done about the little die-cast Ertl models that were done when I was very little. But they never did anything outside of the Enterprise, Excelsior, and the Bird of Prey, I think. So the Reliant didn't get that treatment. But so I'm very happy to have that now. And of course, this is the launching, the kick-off point, I guess, for the modern Nebula class, which changes the Constitution class saucer section for a Galaxy class saucer section, but still keeps the underslung nacelles as a sort of design point. I suppose an Akira class is probably quite similar as well. I don't actually have a model of an Akira class at the moment. That might be one to add to my semi-justified list at some point. I think you can get the Thunderchild from Eaglemoss as an example of an Akira class. So yeah, but I mean, if you've never, if you happen to be a little bit younger and you've never seen the original Wrath of Khan, not the reboot, not the Kelvin timeline one, the proper original one, it is a very classic Star Trek story, and it's definitely well worth a watch, because it is the thing that probably saved the franchise in many respects. I think that film, there's a lot to be said for it. So yeah, so again, really nice model. I don't know if anyone would have real sort of technical complaints about it. I mean, but just looking at it, I can't see anything there that would cause a major issue. So I will leave it there for now, and I've got some smaller models to look at again with you in due course. But I need to call it a night. So on that note, I will leave you. Thanks for watching.